So I might have made a mistake. And it's probably a mistake to put this in the intro, but I thought that there were going to be 7 different types of Elseworlds, 1 for each deadly sin. However, I'm seeing envy again. So maybe I'm wrong. In any case, I'm going to go through Elseworld again. I'm going to use it to showcase the characters I didn't get a chance to showcase before, and maybe some ones that I've already done character guides on, and just play it through a game mode. Let's get to the video.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die!
Hi guys, I'm Gravy here, and this is a DC Worlds Collide video. In this video, okay, this is the first video, I'll be honest with you. It's the first video I'm doing where I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch. I'm a bit nervous because I feel like at any moment something's gonna happen and then it's all gonna shut down. I don't know, I just feel like Murphy's Law is gonna take effect at some point. In any case, what I'm gonna do here is, like I said in the intro, the first and the third Elseworld guides I did were very, very comprehensive of the characters I was going through. The second one was not as much. This one is going to be more like the second one, not because I don't want to go through the characters. I don't know how many characters that I haven't already done guides for are going to show up. So I'm going to cover the ones that I haven't. So for example, Blue Beetle, I'll cover him because I am going to choose this team. I'll give you the logic in a minute. And the logic actually is mostly content. I haven't played with Blue Beetle. I want to know what he's like. Pandora, I'll touch on a little bit. Red Robin, I'll showcase him a little bit more, even though I haven't made a guide for him, and I don't plan to anytime soon. So I'll probably cover mostly Red Robin and Blue Beetle. Touch on Pandora. I've done a quasi guide for Jessica Cruz. If you look at my level link / character retraining guide, they're in there. And then Nightwing, I've done a guide for. So that's basically the reason why. There's 3 characters here. 2 I don't know well, and then 1 that I'm vaguely familiar with. Black Canary, I want to do a full guide on her once I get her up to rank 8. Croc, bleed character. Don't care too much about him, honestly. Zatanna I have, Bizarro I have. I've done guides on all of these characters. Star Sapphire, I've done a character guide on. Manta and Deadshot I haven't. Vixen, kind of not. Like these top 4, now I think about it, I haven't done a guide on any of these 4 up here. However, the best one out of them is supposedly Vixen, and I've played with Vixen. I think I even showcased her a little bit in one of the Elseworlds. She's not great unless I'm just using her wrong. So what we're gonna do is go with the Blue Beetle team. All right. Oh, sorry. Let's go ahead and get that popping. Make sure. I almost picked the wrong team last time, so I'm kind of paranoid. And now we get immediate to recruit. Now, what I would typically do here is go ahead and take the experience. I've said it before, but because we need content for the video, I'm gonna at least look in here. Okay, so here is where I make a decision strictly for the video, and it might screw me later. I'm going to pick Deathstroke because I've never played with Deathstroke before. Lex is the obvious choice here. Okay, so if you're in this scenario, in this situation, any situation, digital universe, wherever, and you have a choice between Lex versus the field, it's Lex. All right. So, but I'm gonna take Deathstroke because I've never played with him before, and this will give me a chance to do it. Okay, let's go ahead and go to this XP. This is gonna be a simple team, and it'll give me a time to read Blue Beetle's kit. So let's go into his kit a little bit. Attacks the enemy with the highest crit rate on Beetle Blast, dealing superpower damage equal to 100% of the attack. Gain 1 stack of Firm Stand for 1 turn. Firm Stand increases block by 10% and max 15 stacks. What's up, Damien? I didn't even be able to see. Deathstroke is good? Okay. Good to know. But I mean, and Damien, would you say that he's better than Lex? Because from what I understand, Lex and Wonder Woman are the 2 taking it. You would know better than me though at this point. Skill level. If the target has frantic, 1 stack. 1 stack is removed. It's removed, you don't steal it. Frantic increases crit by 10%. That's kind of, okay, cool, I guess. So it's preventing the enemy character from critting on you. That doesn't seem, okay. Removing 10% crit chance doesn't really do it for me. Add 1 stack of weaken for 2 turns and hits a target twice, dealing superpower damage equal to 100% attack per attack. So on his advanced attack focus shots, add one stack of weaken for 2 turns and hit a target twice. Dealing super that's just worded poorly. Dealing superpower damage equal to 100% per attack. So I'm only gonna add 1 stack of weaken. I guess that's why they put it that way. Even though I hit the target twice, and each hit does 100% damage, stacks of weaken increases to 2 at rank 7. If the enemy target has frantic, one stack is converted to exhaustion. What is exhaustion? Exhaustion is decreases damage dealt by the next attack by 50%. We like that, but only for the next attack. Okay, cool. And then weaken is, I think, to the end of battle. Well, yeah, to the end of battle. Decreases attack by 8%, block break by 5%, frantic increases crit rate by 10%. No, weaken is going to be for 2 turns. Sorry. All right. So, okay. So I can stack exhaust up to 3 and really like take away their damage. Okay. I like that. I do like exhaust. All right. Okay. Then that was focus shots. This is Kaijida. I'm gonna say it wrong. Passive. Each time Blue Beetle is hit by a critical attack, decreases the damage reduction of the back row allies by 2.5%, up to a max of 20%. So every time he gets hit with a critical shot, that seems very like gated. I mean, I guess it can be relatively easy to crit in this game, but you want me to get hit 8 times to reduce the max damage, to provide a damage reduction of 20%. If they're critting on me like that, doesn't that mean? And if I'm removing their crits, then they're not critting on me, so this isn't really going to pop off too much if that move is effective. When hit with a critical attack, Blue Beetle increases the block rate by 2.5% up to a max of 20%. Blue Beetle gains 20% crit damage reduction. Okay. All right. I guess the crit damage reduction would be the best way for him to take crit shots and not die, but it's only 20% there too. Okay. So far, his kit just all right. During battle, every 1% block that Blue Beetle has will grant him 0.5% crit damage reduction up to 20%. This kit seems lame. I'm sorry. And he's a legendary? This kit seems lame as hell. I don't like it. Damn, now I wish I picked another team. Add 1 stack of shelter to back row allies for 2 turns. Does 150% superpower damage to an enemy. He must really just crack skulls or something. Like, is he? Well, he's a tank. Stacks of shelter increases to 2. Damage increases to 200%. Shelter provides the next attack is the damage is reduced by 50%. I'm not with it. I am not with it. His passive does what now? Let me just so I know when I do my or his ultimate does what. It's basically protection. I mean, does 150% damage to. Maybe that's a lot for. Okay. You know what? I'll put it first, and then we'll see if it's a lot or not. Damien. No, but he's a good damage dealer. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to find that out in a minute. About Deathstroke, not about Blue Beetle. Okay, so matchups. We want the Mighty to stay away from the Tactical. Let's go ahead and put Agile in the place there. Deathstroke is a good damage dealer, so let's find out. We'll put him over on this side too. Pandora does have that sacrifice mechanic that I'm not a huge fan of, but we're going to run it. And then I'm going to save Robin, even though he's probably Jessica Cruz. No, Jessica Cruz can do good damage. Her shields are terrible, though. All right, so we're going to let Blue Beetle do his thing first. Then we go with Deathstroke. I kind of want to get a stun out there on Freeze, but I don't think that's going to happen fast enough. She does her sacrifice thing. All right, cool. So then let's go. I want her to get a Blue Beetle's ultimate, to be honest with you. And just to see how much damage he does. But then again, against this team, the amount of damage he does isn't going to be... Okay, so we provided the back row with shelter. Okay, no, okay. I guess the main function of that is to provide the back row with shelter, not necessarily for him to do a bunch of damage. Because I felt like their health meters didn't move. Okay. I mean, maybe the shelter is... I'm trying to give benefit of the doubt. I do love Deathstroke's animation, though. Let's see what he does as a damage dealer. You gonna wipe somebody out? Oh, he also manipulates action bar. I mean, he's doing the business. We'll read his kit next. Let's see what's up. This is okay. That seemed, I guess, solid. I guess 6,681 crit shot. Oh, I like that. That is gonna become an intro. That is gonna become an intro. I gotta take Deathstroke again, and when I'm not recording, so my big old head ain't in the way. That is going to be an intro. Damn. Okay, that's gonna be an intro. Increase back row allied character attack by 25%, 20% chance crit, 50% chance to advance by 1 when an ally turn ends to advance the energy. When detonating, the detonation damage increases by 20% for every stack of frostbite. I'm gonna go with this, and then make sure that Deathstroke stays on the back row. Okay, this team should be a cupcake. Although freeze is obnoxious, we can probably punch through them. Or we will punch through them. We're triple their strength. Just under triple. So that's good. This is no good. But we're going to read Deathstroke's kit. All right. Deathstroke. Oh, he's a legendary. Ooh, I was wishing I could like choose him and pull him later. This is a lot. This is like the longest, description of it for a basic. For a basic? Okay. As an expert of all kinds of weapons, Deathstroke selects 1 out of 3 different weapons to attack. Gun. Deals physical damage equal to 85% of attack to an enemy. If the target's proportion of health is higher than 50%, damage is increased by 35%. I like that. Bomb. Deals physical damage equal to 60% of attack to an enemy and 1 random enemy, and adds a stack to the enemy and then 1 other, so 2. Adds 1 stack of bleed for 2 turns. Okay. Sword. Brandishes his sword at an enemy 2 times. Brandishes? Or does he mean attack? Whatever. Each dealing physical damage equal to 42.5%. So y'all could have just said 85%. Okay. Of attack. Also adds 1 stack of bleed for 2 turns. Okay, they kind of just do similar things. He's just doing it in different ways. I do like the guns though, in terms of like the attack itself. When the sword or gun is used, damage increases to 47.5% and 95% respectively. Okay. And then the last level increases the bomb damage to 75%. Bleeds, in case you don't know, that is damage that happens at the end of the turn. That is 20%. It is doubled when the enemy is below 33%, and I'm trying to do this like I'm doing a quiz. And it hits under shield. Yes, I am prepared for the test. All right, that was just his basic. That was a lot of reading and learning. At the start of does he only have like 1 basic and like 3 passives? Well, yeah, we used all the text on the base, so we're not doing anything else. At the start of battle and after casting his ultimate, Deathstroke's progresses the action bar by 30%. So if he does his ultimate, he gets 30% action bar. And at the start of battle, it's 30%. So he's probably going first. The next passive, at the end of his turn, Deathstroke has a 20% chance of dealing additional basic attack. At the end of his turn, he has a 20% chance of doing another attack. This chance increases 5% for every enemy inflicted with bleed. That's cool. I would run him with Ocean Master in a minute. Yo, I like that mechanic a lot. Chances increase 25% at rank 8 and then to 30% chance. And then we already talked about what bleeds are. And then when dealing damage, if there are 2 enemies or fewer, increase crit of this instance of damage by 30%. Okay. So he smells weak. Oh, total annihilation. That's what I was about to say. He smells weakness. Relentless, and then what was the other one? Striking Gale? Weapons expert. The death nail tolls. Oh, death nail. I thought it was always nail, like N-A-I-L. Okay, whatever. Wields all weapons for 2 turns. during which basic attacks are changed to attacks with all 3 weapons. Damage for these attacks is decreased by 40%. I thought I was going to say increased by 40%. I was about to go. Okay. All right. And they are followed up with additional basic attacks. Man, the damage decrease is reduced at level 2, so that's only a 30% decrease. Energy consumption decreases by 1 if I get to level 3. Man, I was looking forward to that. That was about to be something serious. Okay, let's go ahead and go. Let's get to it. Let's put him and his ultimate first. We can put you back. Yeah. Let's go. Let's see what his does. I'm tempted to move my head so I can, but I won't get the animation this time, I don't think. Because it only plays it once a day. Okay, here we go. So he's using all his weapons. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's what that other animation was about. Got it now. I like that a lot. I like that. Okay. And he's putting in some work. He is putting in some work. Damien wasn't wrong. The flaw of this team is I need some heals. So as a Tana or a Kid Flash coming up next would be big. Okay. So this will be done. Next. Come on, chop, chop. Increase his action bar there. I want Deathstroke. For as unimpressed as I was with Blue Beetle, Deathstroke is on the opposite side of that spectrum. We're going to take the lightning. Lightning strikes a random enemy. Deals superpower damage equal to 70% of attack when the ally turn in. 60% chance to advance energy. Whatever, and this is a me thing. I don't know if it's background or what, but whenever you tell me there's a chance versus I just get this, I'm more likely to go for the I'm just going to get this. I don't want to gamble on something that could be good, but then not get it 40% not at minimum, but 40% of the time. That's still like a coin flip. So there's a good chance I don't get it for a while. While an ally can, if you've ever seen my Constantine videos, I'm speaking because there's a new audience if it's Twitch, right? If you guys actually even watch it, which I doubt you will. Anything that makes me lose my HP from an offensive perspective, you can keep it. That's why Constantine is on my bench. And honestly, the only reason I haven't removed him from level link is I do not have any other like tactical damage dealer. And I want Jessica Cruz to be that so bad so I can knock him off. Anyway, is he going to be my new Superman, Red Sun Superman? I think he is because every time I mention him, I get upset. Ultimate cost 1 fewer. I got choked up. I was so happy. Ultimate point 1 fewer for all allies in the front row. Y'all could have just said all of them. Tank allies increase attack power equal to 6% of max. Okay, whatever. Wait, well, what? Attack power equal to 6% of max HP. So if max HP is like 60,000, then we're talking about 6,000 and then minus 2,400. Okay, so 5,000 ish to the attack, which kind of doubles the attack if they have 5,000. That's okay for tanks only. That's okay. And then when any friendly party suffers damage, it has a 40% probability to use. Yeah, see that 40%. Common attack to counter attack, and common attack damage is increased by 50%. We go with that one. Okay. Who am I getting? Superman. Yes, we go with Superman. I already covered Superman in one of the Elseworlds, I believe. Yes. No? Let me see, because I don't want to read his kit. Yeah, I did Superman. Okay, I was about to say. I've done so many of these videos. I got like 40. Just under 40 videos, like, ready to be edited. So, like, I don't know. I've been playing the game so much and doing these streams and doing so many videos that I don't know when it was, like, me reading it myself and when I was on stream or making a video for it. I've lost my mind. Bane is annoying. Kid Flash is annoying. And I just went to the same thing. This would be the first choice to go at. And here we have the winner. So, Mr. Freeze, elite, good, tank, but elite. Same with Phantom Stranger. He is good, but I mean, I can punch him with epics. Bloodsport, I don't really know his kit that well. Kill the Croc bleeds, but elite. Poison Ivy loves to use poisons, but nobody else on the squad does poisons. So she's going to be relatively easy to take out. I'm going to put Superman in for Blue Beetle. Ciao, you are removed. Yours get to go first, and then Deathstroke. We're looking good in good shape right now. I know I said I would read Red Robin at some point. I haven't forgotten. I'm just not doing that now. We switch you guys. Mighty strong against agile. Agile strong against tactical. Agile strong against tactical. And this could be a problem. I don't like that. All right. Having to pay a little bit more attention because the power levels are creeping up. Okay, there's that lightning. We love the lightning. Yay, lightning. Boom. Oh, and the ultimates are reduced. There it is. And I say it every time, but look familiar. For those of you who watch the videos on YouTube, you will know. All right. We're taking a lot more damage than I expected. Not a fan. And we're still in need of a healer. So if everything costs 2 less, we're about to wreck shop, right? Get him, Deathstroke. Get him. Right? Or are we about to get handled? Deathstroke got one. There's more lightning. I don't like how much damage we're taking. I do not. Oh, there goes Nightwing. I don't like that at all. Am I bringing Nightwing back? Yeah, where was that Superman a while ago? I'm not gonna. I might bring him back with an adrenaline shot. Those you don't know, if you've seen the other videos, it's being redundant, but adrenaline shot does allow you to bring back your characters in Elseworld. There's no such chance in digital universe. At start of battle, adds 2 stacks of armor break and 2 stacks of slow to all enemies, which decreases defense by 20% and crit resist by 5%, and then slows them down by minus 5% of their. Yeah, okay, 5%. 60% chance to advance energy. We're not doing that. Upon adding Frostbite Burn, permanently decrease the target's defense by 15%. We do apply Burn as an AoE attack from Superman. That would decrease their defense by 15%. However, we could also just have them start out with 40% less defense if we're giving them 2 stacks of armor break. So I'm gonna do that one. Okay. More recruitment. Is there anybody in here worth a damn? Wonder Woman. I've already read and done a showcase on her, so I'm not doing that here now. Just know that somebody's getting replaced. I don't even know who yet, but somebody loses because Wonder Woman is amazing. Keep doing that. Superboy can be annoying as Zatanna provides a lot of heals. I have no heals. I still need heals. This is a lot of Elite plus Bizarro and Vixen. This should be okay. Should be okay. All right, let's see. So Wonder Woman gets popped in right next to Soups. Hey, there we go. I don't like him there. He's going here though, which should be okay. Bizarro into Wonder Woman. We should be fine. Okay. Bizarro's giving the flower to Vixen, so he's gonna take some of her damage. But so far so good. Come on, Soups. How much burn does he put down? So 2. So that would have been a reduction of 15% permanently. So I think it's each burn. So if they get more burns. But Superman is the only one in this team that does do burns. Which is also an issue with burns because I need 2 more to get the burn to detonate. After a stack of 4 burns, it detonates and causes the damage. Pandora does her sacrifice, which I'm not a huge fan of because she eats her own health on her ultimate. Not a big fan of that. Especially with no healer in the mix. And those shields from Jessica Cruz, she can just keep them because they just make me more upset. I'd rather you not do them than to do that little bit. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie Friday, but it reminds me of that. If you drink orange juice and then you leave this much in the carton and then put it back in the fridge, just throw it away. Like, what's that? Anyway, increases attack of allies with the tactical trait by 25% and then lifesteal. That would only be Jessica Cruz for me at the moment. Increases damage by 50% when enemy HP is below 40%. That's only Jessica Cruz for me. The only other person who's a damage dealer that's tactical off the top of my head that I would use is Constantine, but that's because of my roster. Trying to think of any other tactical ones. I'm gonna lean on this one, even though that's rarely one that I take. Then double bounty. Here we go. Stuns the I love this one. Stuns the enemies for 2 turns at the start of battle while increasing their attack by 20% until the end of battle. So they're gonna hit you harder, but they're gonna be night for the first two rounds. When a support ally casts their ultimate, another non-support ally will join them in casting their ultimate at no cost. Oh, but I only have one support. That's Pandora, and she does a sacrifice thing, which I want to avoid until I get a healer. So, not sure. You've seen that movie like 100 times. Good. That means you're cultured. Love Friday. I haven't seen it in like years though. It might have been a solid like 12, 15 years since I've seen Friday. Anyway, sorry. All right, here we go. So we'll start off with the stun, even though they're gonna hit us harder afterwards. I would love a healer. Hard choice to make. I was really excited until I saw Zatanna first. And then I was like, yes, I have my healer. And then I saw Kid Flash. I was like, oh no, I have 2 healers. In my battles, typically, Zatanna and Kid Flash go together, period. And it is basically, she provides a lifesteal to all of your allies. While they're doing damage, they heal themselves. And Kid Flash just does a stupid amount of heals plus his ultimate heals. But he's only, oh my goodness, okay. Because then this is kind of like a referendum on those 2 as characters. If I had to choose between Kid Flash and Zatanna, ooh, this is a good versus. Kid Flash, the ultimate does, like, it will take you from like 20% to fully healed. Like, I'm exaggerating, but it's a lot of heals. Zatanna's lifesteal is a constant heal. You're constantly sustaining yourself, and it does depend on your damage. But if we have armor break out there, if they're not hitting us for the first 2 rounds, we're not taking any damage, then we can weaken them, soften them up, get them down to 40%, do more damage. So any damage they did would actually come back to... I'm talking myself into Zatanna, but only because everybody heals themselves, whereas I need Kid Flash to heal everyone else. You know what I mean? But then in the situation... And then here's the other thing. In this scenario, though, with Superman up front with Wonder Woman, the problem is that usually there's only one toon who's taking a bunch of damage in the beginning, and then he can run over and take care of that. And plus the ultimates, their costs right now are -1, so it's gonna be every 2. But then it'll still be on cooldown, so that doesn't really affect it. I'm tempted to go with Zatanna because when I said I needed a healer, she was the first one I thought of. That hurt. I might have made the wrong decision. That really hurt. Oh. And now the teams I'm running into. That hurt. Damn. Okay. Damn. I don't know what I was supposed to do there. Okay. I feel like I made the wrong decision, but I don't know what other decision I could have made. I'm going to slip Pandora out because of that sacrifice mechanic. She does get damage, but I don't want her killing herself. Yeah, we can stay in this way. Gotta change the ultimates order. Let's get them going first. Cooldowns. Okay. All right. That's bothering me. That is bothering me. Oh, that's bothering me. There's the stuns. We love them. We love them. We love them. We're going to get to our ultimates first. And I think we might even be able to lay down 3 or 4 ultimates, actually. There's one. Wonder Woman. There's one guy going. And then going to be able to get the second ultimates. It's still bugging me. It's still bugging me. Superman does his thing. And there's some heals there for him. Then Deathstroke does his thing. They should be waking up in the next round. Yeah. Oh, that scared me. Yo, I know they had increased attack, but I got some defense over here somewhere. What's going on? When poison, I might have got the wrong healer in that attack, and now it's gonna be stronger in the next one. Woosa. When poisoning and bleeding are added, 2 additional layers of the same benefit are added. Deathstroke applies bleeds, right? Okay. When adding poison and bleeding permanently reduce the target's defense by 15%. I'm still like kind of stuck right now. 2 additional layers of same benefit reduction. Okay. And then detonating burn. When detonating, the damage of increases by 20%. Superman is the only one who's laying down burn, and he's doing that on his ultimate, so that would take another like round of ultimates building plus his ultimate not being on cooldown for that to happen. I'm trying to remember Deathstroke's kit well enough to remember if he applies bleeds. I think he's just doing a bunch of damage. Permanently reduce the target's defense by 15%. Or do I want to have, if it is bleed damage at the end of battle 3 times the amount. And I can keep stacking that. But this permanently gets rid of their defense. That means others can do things with it too. I don't know. Those 2 are kind of a wash for me. Oh boy. Okay, we staying away from them. Constantine and Gorilla Grodd. I mean, Blue Beetle showed that we can work him, but Cyborg is pretty good and Martian Manhunter are pretty good. Are they top of the list? No, but they're not. There's nothing to sneeze at. This might be the squad. Nightwing is a good tank. Vixen is meh. Cyborg is good. Superboy is good. He's solid. And the Zatanna is there for the heals. Do they have heals on this team? They're going to get a ton of shield from Martian Manhunter. Red Hood, if they're using that synergy, then Red Hood is going to give them crit damage for the first 3 turns. Or increased damage for the first 3 turns. I don't know Deathstroke well enough. And I like Cyborg, I just don't remember his kit well enough. He does a lot of support too. Shields. For the front row? Okay, good. Deathstroke does apply bleeds. I thought so. I just couldn't remember. Thanks, Damien. I think I'm going to go with that Nightwing team. Even though I know Nightwing's going to open up and stun the first person who shows up. And then Superboy can cause a problem with his AoE attack. In that back row where I have Zatanna, who's weak to Superboy, and Jessica Cruz, who's going to be weak to Superboy. Is this going to be the first time I can't complete Elseworld? Since I've played this game, I've always been able to clear Elseworld. And is it because I chose Zatanna? They're going to start off with stun. If we can get... Okay. They start off with stun. That's our one saving grace. So the sustainability that Zatanna provides is moot just because they can't attack, so they can't get heals. If we can get a couple ultimates off, that did nothing to Superboy. Oh no. That did nothing to Superboy. We really got to get Superboy out the paint. We really need to get him out the paint. That's the other thing too, because they've been getting their turns. When they wake up, they're gonna wake up with their ultimates. That was the problem with Green Arrow. Oh no, get Superboy. Get Superboy. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay, there's lightning. Deathstroke is doing his business, dog. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. Deathstroke, Damien, you was right. Deathstroke was doing the job. Okay, that made me happy and anxious. When the poison, additional 2 layers, increase the attack of allies with tactical trait. That's still just Zatanna and Jessica Cruz. Increase attack by 15%. I'm tempted to do this one. Okay, and I get a double bounty next? No, I get to recruit. Kid Flash? Oh. Green Arrow. Who is he replacing though? Jessica Cruz. Okay. And then we get this 30% chance to gain whatever. At the start of the turn, gain 3 stacks of frantic until the end of battle. Does that mean I keep... Okay, I'm going to get this because I'm curious. Does that mean I keep getting the frantics at every turn? So, like, I'll end up with, like, 20 frantics at the end of... 20. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll end up with a bunch of frantic. When an ally suffers damage, 40% probability. I am going to do this one. Flash. I've never played with Flash. Okay. All right. This video can end on a fun note. Okay. Because I've played against Flash and he's obnoxious. Okay. Cool. This video's going longer than I thought. But anyway, I'm enjoying the Elseworld. Even though there's not much of a change, I am getting to use different characters. Okay, so I'm going to put him in instead of Jessica Cruz. Green Arrow, I wasted my time recruiting you. Because I really want to know what Flash does. All right, so let's go through Flash's kit, and then we can finish Elseworld, hopefully, and call it a video. Let's go. So he is legendary, of course. Barry Allen attacks an enemy with 3 high-speed blows on his basic attack, Rapid Flurry, each dealing physical damage equal to 28%. So 3 times 28, 16, 24, so 84% damage. Okay, that increases to total of 96% damage. So 32 each. Gains 1 stack of strong attack for 2 turns. I wonder if when they say gains it, if he gains it before the attack, so he does that extra damage. Which strong attack gives you an increased attack of 8% and block break by 5%. And then the damage goes up to 36% at rank 8. Then we have his advanced attack. Dashes forward at high speed and attacks all enemies 3 times. Dealing physical damage equal to 20% of attack each. And knocking them back 15% on their action bar. So that is action bar rewind, turn meter rewind. I'll always love those. Damage increases to 22 and then 25%. Bet. So 3 attacks per. So each enemy gets 60%. Okay. Now we move on to his passive. His first passive. During battle, increases attack by 15%. Gaining a new buff also progresses his action bar by 9%. So if you run him with those that give out buffs, which I made fun of I just made fun of somebody for giving out shelter not 30 minutes ago. He's going to get 9% of his action bar. Zatanna gives increased attack, strong attack, whatever you want to call it, on her advanced attack. That's the first thing she puts out. That and frantic. Hold on. I need to think on that. If there are no surviving allies when the Flash takes a fatal attack. If there are no surviving allies when the Flash takes a fatal attack, he goes back in time through the Speed Force, heals 100% of max HP, cleanses all buffs, debuffs, and control effects, gains 3 ultimate points, and resets the cooldown of his ultimate. Afterwards, he gains 3 stacks of sturdy armor, 3 stacks of haste, 3 stacks of strong attack until the end of battle. Can only be triggered once in battle. I hope it can only be triggered once. Strong attack, that's the 8% increase that we spoke about. Sturdy gives you 20% increased defense plus 5% resist, crit resist. And then haste increases speed by 5%. That is a passive. I kind of want everybody else to die around him now. I want to see that happen. And then this is his ultimate. Y'all got me reading. Temporarily activates the Speed Force for 2 turns and deals 3 high-speed blows, each dealing physical damage equal to 132% of attack to a random enemy. So I do to a random enemy 3 times, 132%. Okay. While Speed Force is active, he gains 1 stack of haste for 2 turns at the end of a turn, which the haste firm stand increases block by 10%, not defense. Haste speed by 5%, frantic crit by 10%. When Speed Force is active, he gains 1 stack of haste for 2 turns at the end of a turn. Okay. Damage increases to 150%. All allies gain 1 stack of frantic and one stack of firm stand. Okay. I want Flash now. This kit sounds sick as hell. All right. So let's go ahead and toss him in there. Still think Wonder Woman's ultimate should go first. All right. Okay. That I don't like, but he's a tank. Right there. She goes at Supergirl. Bang. Right on him. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. All right, so there's an AoE. Cool. They're all still stunned, which, yay. Let's hurry up and kill them. Deathstroke is going to oblige. I like Deathstroke a lot. Oh, Superman's going to help out. Oof. Lex is already gone. He didn't even get to put any shields. It looks like we're in good shape. Flash wasn't even necessary. Deathstroke is hungry. Oh, their own Flash took some turns. Also took some damage because of those bleeds by other Flash, fake Flash. Although I kind of wish we had taken out Supergirl first just so I could see his ultimate. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Wait, you know what? Let's open this chest real quick. Let's see what we get. Let's see what you get. I'm probably going to get absolutely nothing, and you've waited. If you made it this far, then you've waited this extra 15 seconds for a lot of nothing. And Clayface. The animation's cool. The character I wouldn't recommend doing anything with at all. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.